In a realm untouched by time, hidden behind the veils of mist and forgotten magic, there once existed a forest known only in whispers, the Dark Fairy Forest. It was a place of twisted beauty, where ancient trees reached toward a sky that never truly saw daylight, and the wind carried songs sung by the stars long ago. Within this eerie wonderland stood a castle unlike any other, its towers woven from living crystal vines that pulsed faintly with an eerie, silver glow. It was here, within the cold heart of the forest, that the once celebrated Gul Pari was held captive. Gul Pari had once been the most radiant of all the forest fairies, born of moonlight and lavender petals, gifted with wings that shimmered in hues of twilight. She danced through sunbeams, healed broken flowers with a single breath, and whispered life into sleeping meadows. Her laughter could turn fog into dew, and her presence brought peace wherever she flew. Fairies, butterflies, and even the old talking elves revered her for her light, both inner and magical. But darkness, as it always does in ancient lands, had been lurking. A spell, cast centuries ago by a forgotten sorceress, began to awaken deep beneath the roots of the forest. The Well of Echoes, an ancient, sealed pit of cursed energy, had begun to stir. One fateful night, as Gul Pari and her sisters gathered for the moonfall dance, the well cracked open. With it came a cold wind and a voice, not loud, but powerful. It called to them with sweetness, cloaked in lies. The fairies, curious and fearless, followed the sound. They never saw the runes glowing in warning, nor the butterflies scattering in frantic patterns. One by one, they were drawn to the well. And one by one, they fell. Only Gul Pari resisted. But resistance came with a price. As she tried to save her sisters, Gul Pari was struck by a shattering spell, one that wrapped her in vines of living crystal. It lifted her from the earth, bound her light, and carried her into the heart of the Dark Fairy Castle, a place that had once been the sorceress's sanctuary, now silent but still haunted by enchantments. There, in a cage made of glowing vines, Gul Pari remained. Days turned to seasons, seasons into years. Her wings, once brilliant, dulled. Her gown faded to a pale lilac, though it still shimmered with the faint memory of magic. The crown of starlight she wore no longer gleamed, only glowed dimly like the last star before morning. But Gul Pari's spirit, that did not fade. She refused to cry, refused to forget who she was. Every day, she sang a melody, quiet, slow, full of longing. The song had no words, only emotion, and it floated through the castle like a breeze forgotten by time. Her butterfly companions came faithfully. They fluttered outside the bars, their tiny wings glowing softly in the gloom. Though they could not break the cage, they brought her comfort. Meanwhile, the other fairies, those who had fallen into the well, were not lost, naughty.